I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck and say that calling for a secession of your state from the Union because your candidate did not win the presidency is some pussy ass shit. And I'm just saying because 4 years ago, when Trump won the presidency, nobody was talking about secession at all. Nobody was talking about leaving the Union. And if they were, then they were ridiculed. If they complained, they were ridiculed. Shit, there were people crying in the streets, which to me is a little melodramatic. And they were definitely ridiculed by everyone. So now we have lawmakers in Texas, and they are calling for like-minded states to separate from the Union, make their own laws and a union of themselves, essentially splitting the country, similar to what happened during the Civil War. In a sense, that's kind of what they're aiming for. And I have to say, again, that is some pussy ass shit, because when Trump won, I wasn't a Trump guy. But when he won, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him 4 years and I'm going to let him go do what he had to do, give him a chance. And I did give him a chance. And in my opinion, it wasn't all that bad. I mean, this last year kind of sucked, but it's not his fault. The pussiest shit that he's done so far is the last 2 months, which is continuously saying that the election, there's fraud and everything like that, when he had this plan geared up from the very beginning. He was never going to lose graciously, even if there was mail-in ballots, if there was no mail-in ballots or anything like that, if people were just going to a normal election and he still lost, he would have said fraud. He says fraud for everything every time he loses. I remember in 2016, that night, early on, he was losing, and he was losing big. And he was tweeting that the Electoral College was unfair, that it was fraudulent, this is fraud, unconstitutional. And then by the end of the night, or I think toward the next day, he ended up winning because of the Electoral College, and he never said anything else about it. So this was always going to be the end game. This was the thing that I was the most worried about, casting doubt on our election system, since that is the foundation of our country. And this is what is ending up happening. And now Texas took the bait, and they're talking about secession. And the funny thing is that Texas almost went to Biden. They almost went blue. They were very, very close. So there is a huge amount of people in that state that don't think like their lawmakers, but because their lawmakers are Republicans, they talk for them. Do you get what I'm saying? So they don't really have a voice to be heard. And so you can't just say all of Texas is Looney Tunes because of the GOP leadership talking about secession. No, you can't say that, because a lot of Texans don't feel that way. There are a lot of people in Texas that don't want to secede, and a lot of people in all these states don't want to secede either. Now, what brought this on was the fact that the Supreme Court kind of put an end to all of this. They're not siding with Trump. They don't think that there's fraud. That is the issue that is going on right now. So they feel like they're being cheated because a few swing states, basically the election goes up to a few states, and a few of these swing states, they voted for Biden. Essentially, they were counted for Biden. So that is what they're saying, that these states have so much power to control the whole country that it's basically unfair. And if we went from an electoral college to a popular vote system, then it would be even more unfair to the right wing, because of the fact that the popular vote always swings left. It only has swung right once in the last almost 20 years, in 2004. It makes me scared, because if this does happen, if they decide to, pull away, Texas decides to pull away, that is the beginning of a civil war, because of the fact that you're going to have the military go in there and occupy government buildings and fight their own citizens. And then as the fighting continues or evolves, then more people are going to side with the people that are defending themselves. And it's just a calamity event that it just sucks, honestly. You guys just can't let Biden have 4 years. Let him sleep through these next 4 years, and in 4 years, go back out there and vote. I'm sure that Trump either is going to go back out there and try to go for another term after Biden, or challenge Biden, or his daughter, Ivanka, is going to try to do the same thing. And I guarantee you she's going to have a good chance at winning if that's the direction they're going to go. Even if with one of the Trump sons, it's just, all you got to do is wait 4 more years, bro. That's all you got to do. All this talk is kind of scary, but I just wanted to talk about it. I'm not always just going to be talking about entertainment news. I like to talk about current events as well, so that is what this channel is for. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these developments. This is going to be Sunscape signing off. Take care, guys.